Hey guys, how's it going? This is Autobot JCB here, coming to you with a brand new How to Transform video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to transform the 2005 Transformers Cybertron Jetfire. As you can see here, Jetfire's vehicle mode is modeled after what appears to be a C-17 cargo plane. One notable difference compared to the actual plane to Jetfire is that an actual C-17 has a spire at the end of the tail, which then turns into the wing stabilizers on the end of the tail. As you can see here, Jetfire's does not have that. One thing you guys will notice is that, unfortunately, I am missing one of Jetfire's blasters. I don't know what happened to it. It just kind of is one of those mysterious parts that just vanishes, but I'm sure it'll turn up eventually. In addition to that, you'll see that Jetfire comes with a blue cyberplanet key, indicating that his key came from the planet Earth. And when you insert this key, it will activate lights and sounds, and it will also access Jetfire's afterburner blast attack. I'll be showing you guys that after a little bit. So for right now, we're going to set that aside, and I'm going to go over a couple of details that Jetfire has in his vehicle mode, and then we will get on to transformation. So for right now, we're going to bring Jetfire in for a close-up. Now, like I said, Jetfire's vehicle mode is based off I believe it's based off a C-17 cargo plane. I love that they got the dual engines on both sides. I love that they added the detail of the cockpit right here. The amount of detail on Jetfire, in my opinion, is absolutely spot on. I do like how on the underside here, it kind of looks like there could be like a cargo bay door where the cyber key port is. That's what that is right here. And then, of course, he's got little wheels so he can shoot up and down the runway when he needs to. And then, of course, right here, you'll see that he's got his exhaust right here. This right here is actually the barrel for his afterburner blast ability. Now, what I like, he actually has 3 different sounds that he can actually make. This first sound that he can do is actually while he's in his vehicle mode. And this right here and this right here, these are actually buttons. And when you push them, you get, honestly, I don't know what that sound is supposed to be. I guess it's supposed to be like him flying by or whatever. I have no idea, but yeah, it's a weird one. And then, of course, he has the blaster right over here. Now, and like I said, I'm missing the one, but it would mount right here into this port right here, this port right here, and this port right here. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and take the other one off. His blaster is actually just a pretty simple design. It's got the grip right here. I suppose if you wanted to, you could put it where the grip is farther up his arm. I don't know if you really can do that. I guess we'll find out. And then, of course, it does have one launchable missile. To be perfectly honest, I don't recall in the show if we ever actually saw Jetfire use both of his cannons, but maybe I'll probably have to go back and watch that and find out. But anyway, there's his weapon right there. So we'll just go ahead and set that off to the side. And now the fun part, because we're going to get into transforming Jetfire. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come right here and we're going to fold his wings down and the tail section down just like that and get those out of our way. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come right here. We're going to fold his wings up and we're going to get those out of our way. And now what we're going to do is we're going to come down here, right where this seam is right here. We're going to pull down, and that will pull down that leg and pull down that leg just like that. And then we will turn, so that way these screws right here are facing the tail section of the plane. Then what we'll do is we'll come right here, and you'll see that there are little tabs right here. Just go ahead and pop those open with your finger. And there are 4 of them. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. And we already have Jetfire's legs ready to go. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come back here, and we're going to fold up the rear section of the plane, and then we're going to bring the legs down, and they don't click in. They just kind of sit there just like that. The next thing we'll do is we're going to take this whole section right here, and we're going to bring it down just like that, and then bring the nose. And then you'll see that there's a little clip right here that will actually clip into that port right there, and will form Jetfire's chest. So we'll click that into place right there. There we go. And when you do that, it will actually make these little, I'm not sure what these are supposed to be, but they spring out when you make that connection right there. And then the next thing we're going to do is we'll bring the wings up, bring them back level with the body of the plane, just like this. And then what we'll do is we will come right here and we'll bend this out, pop this forward, and then what we'll do is we'll fold this down just like this. Now, right here is actually Jetfire's fist. And when you do this, what you'll do is when you actually bring his arm straight, it will come out halfway, and then you have to pull it out the rest of the way with your hand or with your fingers. And then you can bring the arm down the rest of the way, or even bring the wing down at an angle, give him a little more character, so to speak. All right, so there's one arm, and we'll come over here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to pop this loose. I forgot to mention on the other side, there are two little ridges right here that just kind of peg into these little notches right here. That's what solidifies the connection onto the wing, just like that. So we'll go ahead and pull this down and bring this forward. Fold this out and bring Jetfire's arm straight, which will then pop out the fist halfway, and then we'll pull the fist out the rest of the way. And there we have Jetfire's arms all set to go. And we're going to come back here and we're going to bring this all the way up just like that. And there we have Jetfire's body ready to go. And last but not least, you'll come right here. You'll see these two white spikes right here. If you pull up on them, it will actually pull up on Jetfire's head and then just push down back down on this tab. And there we have Jetfire. One thing I've always loved about this is the fact that they kept the head sculpt pretty close to his Armada and Energon counterpart. Obviously, there's probably a little bit of shape difference, but either way, I love this version of Jetfire's head, and it honestly makes it kind of hard to figure out what he's thinking, in my opinion. But anyway. So there we have Jetfire transformed and ready to go. Now, like I said, he does have a couple of lights and sounds, one of which you heard while he was in his vehicle mode. Another one of which you can actually get when you push on the same button again. If you push it again and you press and hold, you get kind of like a machine gun firing. And I'm guessing that's supposed to be for his blaster. And then, like I said, that'll work on both sides, both intakes on the engines are buttons, which is pretty neat. And then one other thing you can do is if you take his cyber key, and we'll insert it into the cyber key port. Now mine has always been really hard to get to lock into place. I don't know why, but when you do, what it will do is it'll spring up, and then these barrels will spring up. So that will spring up, and these will spring out, and that will allow you to activate his afterburner blast attack. Unfortunately, this really doesn't fold any farther forward. I really wish it did, but I guess you could always just lean Jetfire forward just like that, kind of an overhead attack. But overall, I think it's a pretty neat attention to detail that they did give him that ability, even though it's really not functional with the toy. And of course, we'll go ahead and give him his blaster because he's going to need that. And then, like I said, I don't know if we ever actually saw Jetfire use both of his blasters at once, but it's still kind of cool that the figure actually came with two blasters. But anyway, guys, so there is the 2005 Transformers Cybertron Jetfire with his afterburner blast attack ability. If you guys have any other ideas for other Transformers you'd like me to try and do, feel free to comment below. I'm going to pause right there because I just realized that I didn't show you the third sound effect, and that is with his cyber key inserted. But if you push that button again, you will actually get the third sound effect. I'm very sorry about that, guys. But anyway, so there's Jetfire. If you guys have any other ideas for Transformers, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Even hit the like and subscribe button, and I will do what I can to help you out in the future. Until then, bye.